Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is Christopher and today we will be talking about my new business concept, Simply Animations. Before we begin, let's talk about my personal profile. Uh, Currently, I am a student at Cogswell College majoring in game design art, and I aspire to be an environmental artist and 3D modeler. I do enjoy playing video games just as much as creating and developing them. And just a side note, my personal favorite genre of video games are RPGs and strategic. Now let's talk about who inspired me, Robert Herjavec. He created his own IT company from ground up, which is quite the achievement. And as an amazing and outstanding entrepreneur, he is willing to share his experience and give out tips and advices to new entrepreneurs through his books as well as being on television shows such as ABC's Shark Tank. Now let's get back to our new business concept, Simply Animations. Now, Simple Animations is a software that is meant to create simple animations, mainly for presentations or projects. And what we will be planning to do is constantly add new assets and tools for users to enjoy and make new and creative animations. Um, Now we know that this tool will be quite simple. Therefore, we want to make it more open. So we decided to also allow artists who are able to create their own assets through their own talents and import their own style of animations while being able to use our program. Essentially, we'll be allowing different ports into our software. So let's talk about how this company will run. First off, we need to understand that this company will purely review as many feedbacks as we can get from users and take recommendations and constructive criticisms to improve our software by updating and adding new tools and assets. Now, as for income, we will obviously make the basic, uh, pricing for the software itself, as well as extra assets that we start creating, kind of like an expansion pack for assets in this case. Of course, you don't have to pay for extra assets if you're an artist and can create your own. So we decided to make this program compatible with other sources. In the future, we would also like to create and develop the software, something similar at least to this 2D software, and create a 3D version. Okay, so let's talk about the company's feasibility. Here we'll be talking about our strengths and weaknesses, some opportunities, and some threats and hardships that may come in our way. So first of all, our strength is that this software will be a one-of-a-kind animated program where any users can create their own animations regardless of experience with animation or art. And the opportunities is that you can download the software. The product isn't physical, so you won't have to go to a store to find it and try to purchase it there. Instead, you just need to purchase it online and download it. And another good thing about it is that this software isn't made to built on its own. It's all, as mentioned before, purely based off of review and feedback from our users. Therefore, the software will continue to grow as you guys, as the users, continue to give us the feedbacks. Okay, so as we have strengths, we also have weaknesses. And one of the two main weaknesses we have is that we are a small development team, which may cause our production rate to be slower than any other bigger companies. Another issue is that we are unknown, so our business has no credibility whatsoever, in which case it will be a lot more harder to sell our softwares. And the threat is that because there are bigger companies and they can also get the same idea as our software, we may lose our competitive edge as being the one-of-a-kind program. Okay, so we know that when it comes to running a company, we want to get some team members. And in order to do that, we need to understand how people work. So here are some of the behaviors that we will mention and discuss on going through with a company to make it more successful. So first off, and most importantly, procrastination is one thing that, myself included, needs to stop happening. Procrastination is the one thing that can make or break a product in a business. Most of the time it's going to fail because of the fact that you are procrastinating and cramming everything at one time. It is always best to try and plan and organize the whole entire process to get a more successful outcome. And so, with that being said, the objective is to trust my peers as well as them being able to trust me. This is a good thing because this will involve being more interactive, which is also a good thing, and will also help me be more comfortable with them being around me as well me being around them, and therefore I can evaluate them a lot better. More so because sometimes people just can't take criticism, especially from strangers. However, if you build a long-lasting relationship, things can go well, and understanding. And with that being said, everything comes together and the process will go a lot more smoother. So, as I said, my another objective is to create a planner and have some calendars to keep myself as well as the team more organized. And this is the exact opposite of procrastination. We don't want to procrastinate. We don't want people to get behind because that will hinder the workflow, which is bad. So one thing that I would say that is good for me is to continue being positive to the team, because one, this will definitely keep the team together, and two, this will make the whole team more motivated and boost morale to keep them working instead of falling behind and maybe even feeling depressed or stressed out to quit, things like that. And we don't want that. So we want to keep them going. And a great example of doing this will be maybe having a team bonding moment every week, every month or so, just to get to know each other. Nothing about work, just a small fun discussion or some sort, and keep the team going. So in which case this is the next objective, which is to communicate effectively. The more you have a team bonding event, or kind of at least getting to a group and working together, you need to understand each other. Therefore, it's best to at least be able to come together as a team and have some discussions, maybe go out, once in a while and enjoy yourselves. Yeah, you don't want to over push and overwork. You want to build a long-lasting relationship. So it's good to even go one-on-one. And it doesn't even have to be real life, as long as it's face to face, even on a digital communication, such as Facebook or LinkedIn, stuff like that. Just as long as you can just voice chat and see each other and just talk it out, it will work. Okay, so as for the logos, here are two of my favorite designs, and the reason being is because they're both simple and they both have this kind of feeling towards animation. It and it's simple enough to read, as well as it gives off the vibe telling me that, oh hey, this is some kind of cool animated software. Okay, so let's review and reflect on what we have so far. First of all, we know that we will create our assets with animation features, and this is like a less common feature, and it's unique in most cases because so far there hasn't been many, if any, software that creates assets with animation features. And as a team, while we're developing this, it may take quite some time because each animation feature will be a time-consuming process. Therefore, it is best to communicate efficiently with my team as well as the users to collaborate and to see if there's anything more that can be added into our program. This will definitely build our software into a more welcoming and more user-friendly asset, considering it's built upon review and feedback. And one of the best things or at least important to learn is about the product lifecycle of digital applications, considering this isn't a traditional physical copy of the software. So it is best to learn how to control how digital applications work. And so here, well, let's go into the reviews and reflections into a little bit more detail. So, as I said earlier, we want to get more feedback, and feedback is one of the greatest things from our users because this will tell us what they want, as well as understanding uh, what they use the product for. And we can build the product, our program essentially, and shape it towards how these users need it. Now, another good thing is that we will always maintain quality check with the users, and the programming team will always give the best product possible. And this will only happen if the user themselves keep telling us or giving us feedback with quality check, essentially any bugs or anything like that, where our team will go back in to debug them, and we'll always try to deliver something with the least amount of bugs possible. Now, and in terms of our audience, we will always try to go small because as of right now, as mentioned previously, we are a small company and we are unknown. Therefore, it's best to try to start small with a specific audience instead of trying to go big, because trying to go big is basically trying to compete with all the bigger companies. Right now, we want to try to take away the smaller specific audiences that will come to us, and then we'll build from there. Anyways, so that's basically Simply Animations. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and have a great day, everyone.